Nowadays, I really only like discussing the best that gaming has to offer, or some interesting experiences I've had while engaging in it. I'm at that stage of my life where negativity and warring over the latest punching bag or platform flounder is honestly boring and tiresome to me. I've been in this game for quite a long time, and over the years, I've survived at least 5 major console wars, and even though the plastic changes, as they say in Fallout,
War never changes.
But over the years, I've been keeping some mental notes on why fanboys do what they do. Originally, I didn't think I was ever going to turn this into a video, but due to last week's insanity with Xbox fans' reactions in the wake of those rumors about Xbox games potentially migrating to PlayStation or Nintendo platforms, I guess you could say I got time now. Today, I want us to dive into the psychological reasons why these type of gamers exist and how the industry has perpetrated them. Just remember, if you gaze long enough into the abyss will gaze back into you. So the first concept I want to cover that many of you are either fully aware of or at least have gone through yourselves is called post-purchase rationalization, or as I like to call it, ignorance is bliss. This phenomenon is like the mental gymnastics of a person who, after splurging on the latest console, convinces themselves that it's not just a good purchase, but the epitome of technological achievements. You know exactly who I'm talking about. I'm talking about those people who try to argue and say that PlayStation 5 is better than an RTX 4090. Now, just for a moment, I would like you to imagine this scene. You've dropped a hefty sum of your latest paycheck on the newest X-Station Switch U Pro Max, and now your brain wants to be a funny little guy and whisper, "Of course, it's the best console ever. Why? Because I chose it." And round in circles we go. This is a psychological coping mechanism to avoid that dreaded buyer's remorse. It's our brain's way of patting us on the back and saying, "You've made the right choice, fam," even when in reality, the jury's still out. Leon Festinger's cognitive dissonance theory defines this type of mental drama. This theory posts it that individuals experience psychological discomfort when they hold 2 or more contradictory beliefs, attitudes, or values, leading them to seek consistency and reduce dissonance. The console fanboy, for example, faced with conflicting attitudes, the hefty price tag versus a console's true appeal, adjusts their belief to alleviate that dissonance. The rationalization is the full-blown defense mechanism. It shields the ego, reinforces group identity, and let's be honest here, gives you illusionary bragging rights in the eternal console wars. So the next time you see someone ardently defending their console of choice, remember, they're not just arguing about their hardware, they're safeguarding their pride, their decisions, and their very place in the gaming totem pole. Have you ever heard of the minimal group paradigm, courtesy of social psychiatrist Henry Tajfel? This theory explores how individuals can be divided into groups over trivial distinctions and how these minimal groups can then lead to in-group favoritism and out-group discrimination. It's remarkable how assigning people to groups based off of the flimsiest of connections can create an us versus them mentality. The principle explains why something as simple as the brand of a gaming console can forge such strong allegiances. This is about being part of a team, even if that team was chosen by the equivalent of flipping a coin. It shows how deep our need to belong runs, turning preferences into virtual tribal warfare. So way back when their parents got them an Xbox or PlayStation, they were unwittingly choosing a side of the console war the little trooper would be dropping in on. And one of the worst things I think about this type of scenario is when you self-reflect on it and then you realize that you really didn't make that decision yourself. It reminds me of this interview I listened to on Lyle Forever's Therapy Gecko series. In it, a person by the name of Isaiah called in telling his story about how he worked for a Taco Bell and that he and his coworkers had an ongoing beef with the MDK. The McDonald Killers. I'm not even joking about this. Starting his new job, he was told that there was beef between his manager and theirs, and this connection that he gained got so deep that they were quote-unquote brawling in the street. But the reason I'm bringing this story up is what he says at the end, which I found really profound. When asked if Isaiah perhaps forgot why he was even involved in this battle, you know what he said?
Isaiah, you've gotten to a critical point in your battle where you've forgotten what you were even fighting about.
Man, I never knew.
Even as I sit here now, I wonder how many of these fans forgot why they're even fighting. How many of them even remember why they even started? Okay, so sidebar story time. So back when I was a kid, my parents never really spoiled my brother and I. As a matter of fact, growing up, we never really got the newest gaming system the moment it was released. At times, money was tight, or my parents never felt the financial investment was worth it for the latest and greatest in video games. So while my friends were getting the latest and greatest PlayStation 2 or GameCube, I was still playing on my Nintendo 64. And I'm sitting here wondering if perhaps the connection of ego and worth to that original platform that has gained a person's loyalty for decades on end has been tied to their social economic conditions of how they grew up. Is it possible that this plastic is in fact tied to a part of their identity as a human? Henry Tajfel's social identity theory further shines a light on, well, my theory, as it might in fact be a part of their identity. Now, his theory proposes that individuals derive part of their identity from social groups that they belong to, which can lead to in-group bias and out-group discrimination. Being a PlayStation Pony, Nintendrone, PC Master Racer, or Xbot isn't just about what games you play, it's a significant chunk of your social self, reflected in the digital mirror of your chosen platform. So when someone says something bad about their platform, or information comes to light that damages that in-group's reputation, you better expect some extreme mental gymnastics against what they see as an attack on their self-identity. Marketers for Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo, especially recently, aren't just selling games, they're weaving narratives that tap into our core emotions like excitement, belonging, and even the fear of missing out. Muzaffar Sharif's realistic conflict theory shows us how competition for resources, in this case the best games or console features, can deepen that initial divide between groups. Sharif's theory suggests that intergroup conflicts, such as competition between groups, arises from competition over limited resources, leading to prejudice and discrimination. These strategies create bonds not just with products but with the communities around them, making every game release an echo of the call to come home to your tribe. The mechanics of this relationship are fascinating and slightly eerie. Through social media, advertising, and community engagement, these brands have created a persona that gamers can interact with, cheer for, and even defend as if they were defending a friend. It's a masterclass in parasocial relationships, where one party, the gamer, invests emotionally in a relationship that the other party, the brand, can't return in a traditional sense. This dynamic is particularly potent because it exploits our tendency to anthropomorphize, attributing human characteristics to non-human entities. In doing so, brands achieve an almost celebrity-like status in the minds of their fans. Gamers find themselves not just playing a game, but participating in a shared cultural moment with their friend, the brand. But here's the kicker. This relationship is meticulously engineered. Every tweet, every event, every announcement is designed to deepen this parasocial bond, making gamers more than just customers. They become advocates, defenders, and even evangelists for the brand. Shoutouts to the Bishop of the Game Pass. So when we talk about the emotional marketing in the gaming industry, we're not just talking about making games that people love. We're talking about creating a brand that feels like a personal friend. It's a powerful strategy and one that transforms gamers from mere consumers into passionate members of what they see as a family. So as I said in the beginning of this video, the catalyst of this video was when rumors emerged about Xbox games coming to PlayStation. I'm pretty sure we all watched as Xbox fans almost in real time faced a crisis that the theory of cognitive dissonance would have predicted. The news sparked a digital tempest, showcasing the fervor and at times the apocalyptic dread within the Xbox community. The news clashed with their deeply held beliefs, leading to a range of reactions from outright denial to elaborate rationalizations. It's this dance of discomfort and adjustment as many of them struggle to realign their worldviews with the unsettling idea that their console might not be the one console to rule them all. First up was how some Xbox loyalists took the rumor, that wasn't even confirmed at the time, mind you, as the ultimate betrayal. Forums and Twitter became battlegrounds, with posts lamenting the end of an era for Xbox. The sentiment ranged from disbelief to outright denial, with some fanboys clinging to the hope that it was all just a misunderstanding or strategic feint by Xbox. Then there were the influencers, the high priests of the Xbox cult, who led their followers through the dark valley of rumors. One influencer, known for his die-hard allegiance to Xbox, hosted a marathon 7-hour live stream. Let me say that again, a 7-hour long live stream dissecting the news, its implications, and what it meant for the future of Xbox. He declared a crisis of faith, questioning his own identity as an Xbox fanboy. Social media also witnessed a peculiar ritual, the symbolic and sometimes ritual discarding of Xbox paraphernalia. In dramatic posts, some fans showcased themselves packing away their consoles, controllers, and games, a symbolic gesture of mourning and protest against the perceived dilution of the Xbox brand's purity. And amidst the chaos, there were a few voices attempting to find the silver lining, suggesting that spreading Xbox games to other platforms could herald a new era of unity in the gaming world. Yet these voices were often drowned out by the cacophony of doomsayers predicting the downfall of the Xbox empire. That tumultuous period in the Xbox community highlighted the intense emotional investment that these fans have had in their chosen consoles. It's once again a testament to the power of brand loyalty, the fear of change, and the dramatic narratives that unfold when the future of a beloved platform seems uncertain. But in the end, 1 week later, the console doomsday cult ended up being exactly what it was, a nothing burger. People who overreacted to rumors that weren't even verified by influencers and even the media. This phenomenon that we witnessed last week underscores the deep and almost religious fervor that the dark side of gaming can inspire, turning rumors into prophecies and gamers into zealots awaiting their next revelation. But you know what you don't have to wait for? The Gospel of Palworld. The Game Pass Bishop did a unique first look at the game, or if you're excited about the brand new Final Fantasy VII game coming out really soon, you can learn more about how turn-based games are evolving. Let's hope when the next rumor comes down the pipeline, people will act a little more rational. Oh, who am I kidding? Of course they aren't.